Good morning, good afternoon. It's good to be with you today. We're going to start this week on a new sermon series. We're going to be looking at peace. How can we have peace in our life? How can we enjoy that gift that God gives us, this gift of peace? One of the things that we're going to find out is it's not automatic. There is some work that we need to put into it if we really want to have peace in our lives. Sometimes I question whether we really want to or not. Right? So we're going to look at some of the practices that we can do to ensure we have a more peace in our lives. Because if we don't have peace in our own individual lives, and if there's not enough of us who have peace in our lives, then this world and our community is not going to have peace either. It starts with us. Some of the practices that we're going to look at is the practice of humility, the practice of being connected. This week we start with the practice of forgiveness. And the scripture that we're going to be with is the epistle of 1 John. And in 1 John, what he starts by saying that you are the children of God. You are the children of God. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means a lot. Right? It's a status that of a gift. It's a status that also has some ramifications. That how do we live then into that identity as children of God? First, being a child means that you have some familiar tendencies, right? If you're a child of God, you share in some of that DNA. That we share in some of the nature of God. A big part of that nature is love. How do we love one another? How do we share in that? How do we give it? Well, a big part of loving one another is to forgive one another. Right? In this world, we're kind of taught to hold on to our hurts, to hold on to those offenses, to hold on to those perceived hurts by other people. But if we don't forgive, if we don't let go of some of that, they just become weights in our souls, weights in our hearts that hold us back. In fact, all of that takes room from what could be peace. If you're holding resentments, if you're holding this notion of getting back at somebody, there is no peace in your heart. So how is it that you can forgive? What are you holding on to that you could let go to have more peace in your life? Right? It's really simple things too. That person that pulled out in front of you of traffic, that person who took your parking spot, right? We hold those resentments right now and quick. Those people who said a hurtful thing to us that we still remember 30 years later. So what are some things that you can let go of this week? What is some forgiveness that you can exact in your life? How can you have that peace in your life? Well, we'll see you soon.